What is going on, Navigation Nation, and welcome back to another video. Today, guys, I am continuing the monthly series known as Undervalued Pokemon Cards, where I present you guys with products that I think are currently being overlooked or undervalued by the overall market, and that present a good opportunity for you guys to get in while these prices are low. And this is a really good time to present this, guys, because now more than ever, products are really skyrocketing, and it's more difficult for the average investor to get into the market and to find products that they can afford. So if you guys like these videos, be sure to give me that double slap attack, one for that like button, one for that subscribe button, and if you want to be notified each and every time this Undervalued Pokemon Card series drops, go ahead and thunder punch that notification bell so that you don't miss a single video. And with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into these undervalued Pokemon card products. And coming in first on our list, this is one that I've wanted to include for quite some time now, but for one reason or another, just have not done it. But this is a product that I think you all are probably a little familiar with, but that has definitely been on my radar for some time, and that's none other than the Southern Islands collection. Now, many of you are probably familiar with these products. It was originally released in 1999 in Japan, and it was released in celebration of the second movie, so Pokemon the Movie 2000, and then the English equivalent was released 2 years later in 2001. But these are arguably some of the most unique products that I have ever seen. Southern Islands, it just gives you that whole vibe of going back to the Orange Island era, sailing through the Orange Islands on Lapras's back. Just super unique, wonderful products, and awesome artworks. Now, for today's purposes, I'm mainly going to be focusing on the English products, but that is not to say that the Japanese products aren't valuable in and of themselves, and I do think that they are also undervalued products, considering how old they are, considering how unique these products are. But as I said, just going to focus today on the English products, and the first one that I want to make mention of is a sealed binder of the Southern Islands collection. So for the Japanese version, they came in multiple boxes, but for the English, it was in one complete binder where the promo cards, the postcards, there was a lot of unique products that were included in this whole collection. Now, right now, out on the open market, the sealed binders for the Southern Islands collection are going for about $22.50. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, wow, it doesn't really seem undervalued. But when we run through some of the products that are included inside these binders, I think you'll agree that that is still a really good price point considering what is on the inside. And no small mention here, but before we get to the cards, already when you open up this product, you have 3 packs in here that are real winners. You get not one, but 2 Neo Discovery packs. Now, these are unlimited, but even in that unlimited form, these packs right now are going for over $200 a piece, and you're getting 2 of those in this sealed binder. On top of that, you're also going to get a Neo Genesis pack in there. Those are going for anywhere from $250 to $300 just in and of themselves. So already right off the bat, you are, when you're purchasing into especially one of these sealed binders, not only are you getting fantastic cards, which we'll get to shortly, but you're also getting an opportunity to invest in a Neo era product, being Neo Discovery, 2 of them, I might add, and a Neo Genesis. So right off the bat, I think that's really awesome. I think that's a great value right there in and of itself. Now, beyond that, the other big selling point for this sealed binder, or really Southern Islands in general, are the promo cards in here. And what I really love about the promo cards in this collection is they really all tell one congruent story. So if you look at the artworks on each of the cards, you'll find that there are limbs or parts of other Pokemon that are usually in the corners. And that's because they all tell one big story, which I think is really, really unique. But as far as the most valuable cards in this set, you've got the Slow King, which right now on the open market, just in a PSA 9 is going for around $150, let alone if you are able to get that in a PSA 10, you are looking at a few $1,000s for the Slow King in a PSA 10. Then you also have the Togepi, also going for about $150 in a PSA 9. Again, if you're able to get that back in a PSA 10, a few $1,000s as well. And then the most valuable card in this set, undoubtedly, is the Mew card. In a PSA 9, it's going for around $1,000. And again, if you are able to get that in a PSA 10 condition, several $1,000 for just this card alone. Now, there are several promo cards in the Southern Islands collection, and many of those, ranging from a PSA 9 to a PSA 10, are all encroaching upon that $100 mark. So in and of itself, guys, I mean, when you look at this set and you've got a really unique product here. So if you wanted to just keep this sealed for the long term, I think that these binders, the English binders, I think would be a great idea if you're wanting to hold these for a long-term investment. But if you did want to go ahead and break these open, they do have great potential and value on the inside, in my opinion, in that you've got 3 packs from the Neo era, which are really difficult to come by and are gaining in value each and every day. And then on top of that, the promo cards in here, which, you know, I will admit they are really difficult, especially the 3 that I've mentioned, the Mew, the Togepi, and the Slowking. Pretty difficult to get in that PSA 10 condition, but even in a PSA 9, these cards are quite valuable. And then the rest of the cards that are featured in here, again, if you're getting those in a PSA 9, PSA 10 condition, they're still encroaching upon that $100 threshold. So I think all in all, guys, Southern Islands, great set. Just so unique, so nostalgic, and one that I think is really going to be ingrained in the consciousness of collectors and investors in this hobby for many, many years to come. Now, moving on to the second product on our list of the most undervalued Pokemon card products for the month of December. Recently, I was frequenting one of my local card shops here in the Phoenix area, and the card shop owner there had a really unique product that caught my eye, and it was a magazine for Beckett, and it was a Beckett price guide from the year 2000. Now, obviously, I had to look in there, I had to see what some of the prices were for Pokemon cards, 20 years ago, and they actually had a top 10 list in there for the most valuable Pokemon cards at that time. And a spoiler alert for you guys, there was only one Charizard on that list, and it came in at number 10, and it was the Japanese Neo Charizard, and yeah, just barely cracked the list at number 10, which I thought was really interesting. But one of the cards that was on that list that caught my eye was the 1997 Lily Mew CoroCoro promo. Now, we have talked about CoroCoro cards in a previous Undervalued series, and today I really wanted to bring up this card because just looking at that price guide at that time, I believe it was number 5 or 6 on that top 10 list, but even back in the year 2000, this card in a gem mint status was valued at $611, which, even at that time really seemed like a valuable and well-established card. But now when you look out on the open market, in its Japanese version, this card, even in a PSA 10, is going for around $800. And a couple years later, this was released in English. It was actually released in 2002 as a Black Star promo. And in a PSA 10 for that particular card, it is going for around $200. So guys, realistically, from the year 2000 to 2020, that card being valued, one of the top 10 most valuable cards according to Beckett at $611. And the fact that still in a gem mint status, you can pick this card up in a PSA 10 at $800 for that Japanese card. That to me tells me that it's a card that I think is being overlooked currently by the overall market. I mean, this is a really old card, guys. I mean, this really predates the English cards coming out, in 1999. And, if you look at this particular card, the population of it is really low, especially in a PSA 10. And the fact that it is still going for under $1,000, in my opinion, I think this is definitely an opportunity for you guys to get in to pick up one of these cards that I think has good potential. And it's a beautiful card in and of itself, really unique artwork. As I said before, we've talked about CoroCoro cards and how valuable I think those are going to be. I know there's other content creators out there, other investors and collectors that I have talked to that corroborate this sentiment around CoroCoro cards. And this Mew card, I think, is definitely one of those. If we look back at the history, again, referencing that Beckett price guide from 2000, the fact that this card has not really gained a whole lot in value over those years, I think it's because it is a sleeper. I don't think it's because it just hasn't gained value because it's not inherently value in and of itself. I think it's one of those cards that has been slept on. So you can bet that this was one that I'm going to have my eye on, that I am going to definitely be looking at in the future, and one that I think you guys should as well. And rounding out our list for this month's most undervalued Pokemon cards, it is none other than the Plasma Storm Shiny Charizard and Blastoise. Now, these two cards in and of themselves are absolutely beautiful, and one of the most beautiful Charizard cards that I have ever seen. Now, I've talked about it before that I think Black and White in and of itself, all sets within Black and White, are really on the rise and really fall in that Goldilocks zone of products that are not yet too expensive but have a lot of great potential. And Plasma Storm is arguably one of the best sets from Black and White. It is also one of the most errored sets in the Pokemon TCG line. There is so many misprints, there's so many errors in this set that make it so unique. And the Charizard card in and of itself, what you will find is that there was a misprinted energy on this card. So in Charizard's second attack, there is actually a fighting energy in there where a fire energy should have been. And that is just one of many errors that is found in this particular set. Now, Plasma Storm, just to give you guys a heads up, this is definitely a set and a booster box that I am looking to break open here on the channel when we start doing those box breaks. It is an amazing, amazing set. And just in and of itself, these booster boxes are going for upwards of around $3,000 to $4,000 at this point. And with the cards that you have potentially on the inside, I think just Plasma Storm in and of itself is still at a really good price point, along with most other Black and White sets. But specifically for today, this Charizard and Blastoise, just talking from a population standpoint, the Shiny Charizard in a PSA 10 is a pop 73. A pop 73, guys, less than 100 cards in existence. Now, it is arguably a difficult card to grade, one being it does have that gold border around it, which has been a little bit of a nuisance for collectors and investors in trying to get that card in that perfect 10 condition. But out on the open market in a PSA 10, this particular card is going for around $5,000 at this point. Here just a few months ago, you had a base set unlimited Charizard PSA 9 that was going for around that same price point, and the population on that card is exorbitantly more than the population for this Shiny Charizard from Plasma Storm. So, and I know the prices have certainly fallen for that unlimited Charizard, but man, that really would have been a good opportunity to perhaps sell that unlimited Charizard and pick up this Shiny Charizard from Plasma Storm. Now, we definitely don't want to leave out our boy Blastoise. He is actually an even lower pop than the Shiny Charizard. In a PSA 10, Blastoise comes in at a pop 44. And currently on the open market in that PSA 10 condition, this card is going for around $2,000. Again, has that gold border around the edges, makes it a little more difficult to get that perfect 10. But guys, I think these two cards coming to us from the black and white era, I think are definitely undervalued at this point. There's a lot of other shiny cards that exist in this plasma set that I also think are undervalued in and of themselves, but definitely this Charizard and this Blastoise. And if you guys are trying to get your hands on a Charizard that isn't just absolutely skyrocketing at this point, and who knows, maybe after this video it might, but I do think that this Charizard is a really good opportunity. And Blastoise always coming in at that number 2 spot, you know, of the original 3. I think he is in a really great position in this particular set to have a lot of significant growth as we move on into the future. So that is going to do it for this month's episode of the most undervalued Pokemon cards. Let me know what you guys thought of this list. Let me know if you agree with it, if you disagree with it, and what other cards and products out on the open market you think are currently being overlooked or undervalued. Other than that, guys, I will see you all next time. My name is PokéNav. I'm here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon one video at a time, and I will see you all in the next video.